obviously had something.
No, not the first time.
Oh no, you guys trained together, but for this
No,
fight,
no. I saw him yesterday actually when no media was around. We were just in the lobby. I was doing like a photo shoot, and he was being his pathetic self, walking around, and I jumped up on him, and he just fucking froze. And then he started talking, walking away, and I said, "Come, be a man. Come talk to me. No, I have to use the bathroom, And he's just a fucking coward, bro. He does this, and he did a hell of a fucking speech now, or whatever the fuck he was trying to do, and that was like premeditated. That's him thinking weeks in advance. What am I gonna tell Masvidal when I finally see him? But when I see him on the fly and where they're face to face, his behavior is that of which he is, a bitch, A fucking slut.
Is that the one time you've seen him?
That's the one time I've seen him since the fight's been announced, And he looked like fucking Stiffmeister, He's fucking stiff as a board, man.
were you? I'm assuming you were very upset to miss last week's media day.
So upset, I couldn't believe that.
Is that Miami traffic? Was it?
It was a combination of things. I had some fish, and that fish led to other things. And on the way to the hospital, the Uber had a flat tire, and it ended up being crazy, man.
I'm glad to see you're
I'm
alive.
so sorry I fucking missed that guy, man. And also, a part of me was also very scared of Ben Askren, and I didn't want to see him face to face because, oh my gosh,
Does it feel to you like there's some unique energy around this one? I mean, we were at open workouts. The fans were yelling some hated shit that they wanted you to do to Ben Askren. Does that feel to you like there's some weird energy around this one compared to normal?
I've never, in all my pro fights, had more fans come up to me and request the ending of somebody. Never, ever. Never. It's always like, yeah, fuck that guy. But I've never had specific demands like, can you sink in his eye orbital so he can no longer see from that side? And I've jotted down all of them, and I've said, I'm putting it out there in the universe. I'm going to try to make your wishes come true, So I've never had so much animosity towards a fighter that I've ever fought in my whole fucking career, man. From the fans, I mean, even yesterday when I was done at the open workouts, some lady had drawn a picture of him, showed it to me, threw it on the floor and started stepping on him. This is what I want you to do to his face. I was like, yeah, I swear, my coaches were there. Maybe the UFC and better picked it up, but it was pretty fucking entertaining, man.
What's like the wildest thing someone's asked you to do to him?
Probably to turn his face into a sinkhole,
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, they want me to no longer leave one side of his face looking like the other side. I said, your wish is my command,
Do you feed off of that?
I definitely do. Off the energy off the fans, when it's from a pure place like that, a good place, warm and clean, I love it,
Is the dislike for him because he represents everything you've grown to dislike about this sport?
Not entirely, no. I just don't like the dude. I met him in whatever the fuck he was, and I didn't like him then. He's kind of like a corny idiot, like he meets people and he's coming off with jokes right away, and we're trying to like test and see if he's the alpha, I don't do that. If I just met somebody, I don't fuck with you. I give you your space. Don't fuck with me though, because maybe something might happen, So yeah, I just don't like the dude, man.
A lot's been made of his wrestling versus your wrestling, but it was pointed out today on Twitter that actually you train with a guy who's quite good at wrestling called Joel Romero. Have you been training with him for this fight? Do you think that's going to be a difference maker?
No, definitely. I've trained with Joel not just for this fight, but for a large part of my career, 5-6 years. Me and Joel are good friends. I got him on speed dial if I ever need any questions about anything. So Ben obviously couldn't hold Joel's wrestling shoes, but I'm not fighting Joel. I'm fighting Ben. So. I mean, I'm just happy, man. Fucking.
When you watch his fight against Robbie, did you feel like he got away with one there?
We all know he got away with one. And anybody thinking not is I don't know. I would love to hear an in-depth opinion why, because I've never seen anybody go to sleep doing this. And I didn't see him tap either. So it's so weird, right? Like, the only logical sense is running back. There's another reason why I can't really grow to like this dude ever, is that if that happened to me, I'm saying, okay, let's do it again, fuck it. Anyways, you slam me on my head, let me slam you on your head now and fuck you up. But no, he's such a coward, that's the last thing he wants to do. Is no, hell no. I got away with this one by the grace of I don't know what, let me just keep moving,
It's when we see him on the outside, fans media, it feels like he's relatively one-dimensional. He's obviously going to wrestle. You're a fighter, you're much more into it than us. Is he as one-dimensional as we feel like he is?
I think he's more one-dimensional. He's a master, I'll tell you what, he's a master of stuffing his face in men's crotches. Grandmaster. That, I can't take that away from him. I've never seen nobody do that at that level.
How do you incorporate that into your training?
It's weird, man, because I'm not into dudes having their face in my crotch, bro. It's not something I've grown to like, you know. So there's a lot of defenses for that, you know, and I've been working on each and every one of them.
Before your fight with Till, I think every fighter goes into a fight confident they're going to win. But I think with Till, you're like, hey, he could clip me and could put me out. With this, I get the sense that you don't see any world in which Ben Askren beats you on Saturday night. Is that true?
It's not just beating him. Beating him wouldn't be enough. It's taking him out of production, you know. That's really what I want to do, man. I mean that in all honesty. Where's the cameras at so they can see my fucking eyeballs? I want to hurt this dude, you know.
It's clear you don't like him, but are you angry?
Angry, no. Because I mean, shit, man. I'm getting paid. No matter what happens on Saturday, I'm getting paid. I'm putting my kids further in life. I'm bettering their education. I'm going to be able to purchase more cheeseburgers of high quality. So no matter what happens, I'm fucking happy, you know? So mad angry, nah. But definitely, like, slightly fucking, like, extra motivated to hurt this dude, yeah. To hurt him.
I was going to ask, is
To
there
hurt
like
him.
a little extra that comes with something like
Yeah,
that?
there's definitely more hot sauce in the fucking, in the 3-piece that I'll be serving up or whatever the fuck I give him, you know?
And is it title shot after this?
You know it. I mean, who else? I should have had it after Till, but fuck it. We'll take it now.
Did you see Till said he wanted a rematch with you?
Yeah.
In an interview the other day.
Yeah, I've never had a rematch in my career, and I've asked for millions of rematches, so I know how he feels, you know. I'll give him the rematch at the due time. He gets a couple wins in, I get a couple more wins in, and we do it. Why not do the rematch for the title, you know, and fucking, maybe I bring him stateside, give him some of that American homecoming, you know. And the reason more than anything that I'd like to fight Till is because he fights. And the first fight was amazing. The second fight's going to be probably even better, and people know already that it's going to be amazing. So I think it'd be a huge fight, you know. I don't know when it'll take place. I'm not saying it'll be this year or next year, but it will take place, I'm sure, at some point.
If things line up, you could end up fighting Colby Covington for a title. Either you have it or he has it first. But are you guys comfortable with that? Have you discussed that before?
Oh, no, definitely. We've definitely discussed it, and, I mean, we discussed it a long time ago, you know. If we fight, it'll be for the title, and that's it. There's no hard feelings on my side whatsoever. I didn't join this game to high five with dudes. It's not what I did it for. I joined this game because I was a good fighter, and then when I had kids, I said, this is how I'm going to feed them. I'm pretty damn good at this shit. I can make a living from it. So ain't nobody that I'm not going to fight, you know?
With Ben, you mentioned some of the things you dislike about him. It could be said that Colby shares some of those traits.
Yeah.
So how come you don't feel the same sort of animosity towards Colby?
Well, I know maybe if I didn't know Colby, I wouldn't like what he brings to the table, but I've known Colby for a while. We've trained alongside for a while, beating each other's asses. So, I mean, it's different with Colby, man, you know?
Does it seem like, you know, since that Seoul fight, there's been an uptick in people caring about you and your life? Because you've been around a long time, but I feel like suddenly people really care about you on a different level now. Does it feel like that since Till, and then having Askren at that fight and
definitely
all of that stuff that's kind of happened since?
Definitely. I've been in the sport 16 years as a professional, and yeah, definitely more. Even in my own city, it's crazy. You know, people come up to me and they're fucking shaking. I'm like, yo, relax, man. It's just me, man. You need to do all that, you know. So it's nuts, you know. I think it's just a combination of things. And then once people see me fight and they look at the whole career and where I started, they just feel some type of way, you know.
Was that weird to get used to for you?
What?
Like people being nervous to meet you and
Yeah, it's still, you know, because, man, I've never been nervous around another human being or athlete, so I can't really relate on that. You know, so I just tell people the same thing, like, relax, man, I'm just like you, I'm good at fighting, you know, so.
And the silver lining, since so, like, you know, fighting a guy like Askren brings that. You know, because he was out there, he said he wanted to fight you, you know, even before your fight.
He said he wanted to fight everybody.
Well, of course. I mean, he mentioned you a bunch of times.
He called out
yeah.
anybody he called out everybody a bunch of times. And that's the person he is. He's just throwing shit on the wall and seeing what sticks, you know, and fuck it. He got his wishes to get his face concaved in, you know?
You said you enjoy fighting. It's like you can't believe you're getting paid for this. Against Darren Till, you were very respectful, and like you said, he comes to fight, and that was an awesome fight. Against Askren, you weren't. You said yourself he's much more one-dimensional than we think. Which type of fighter do you prefer? Because at the end of the day, you are a prize fighter, and Askren might bring more eyeballs to you.
I don't think Askren brings nowhere near as many eyeballs as Till, especially being in England, Till coming off the championship fight. So I would disagree with that. I like guys like Till because they're fighting. You know, we're prize fighters. The majority of the public doesn't care if somebody hugged somebody's leg and stuffed their crotch in the face, because in real life situations that doesn't even determine who won the fight, you know, because the fight continues on. You didn't do absolutely no damage. What did you do, you know? And I just feel like I like to separate myself from the pack. Doesn't mean you have to finish everybody, but there's no question that I won against Till.
Right.
Does anybody think that I lost that fight or any controversy or something? What happens if I ask the same about Ben and Robbie or a lot of Ben's fights where he's just hugging guys, not doing a damn thing, you know? Nobody cares for that shit. So do I care to fight survivors like Ben? Nah, I could care less, you know?
And then you brought up Yoel Romero, but Colby Covington has a fight coming up. Dustin Poirier has a fight coming up. Yoel has a fight coming. How important is it in that camp that you're all basically in camp together, preparing for these massive fights?
It's fun. We've been doing it for a while. At one point, Tyron Woodley and Robbie Lawler, me, Kobe, a couple other good 70-pounders, Nate Coy, we're all in that same room getting after it, you know, same goals, same dreams. And it just shows the fortitude, the amounts of immense talent that we have, you know. And then a guy like me that I've been in the sport 16 years shows my durability and how tough we are. We don't all train together. I mean, especially me and Kobe ain't training that much nowadays because we might be fighting each other soon, so it's better to not train with each other, you know. And Joel, I'm always a phone call away. Like, if he needs me for this camp, he knows I'm there. I give him whatever work he needs, you know. So it's awesome, you know. It's a good, healthy environment for us.
Well, for you and Yoel specifically, the UFC is building a PI in Puerto Rico. So how excited are you to see the UFC kind of get into that market?
I had no idea. Is that you trolling?
Well, that's what Dana White said. He wants to break into the market in Puerto Rico and possibly hold a card down there. So how excited are you to see the UFC kind of go?
I got to headline that card, man. I was hoping that would one day happen. This is fucking news to me. I had no idea that's gonna happen.
Dana said he wants like China, Puerto Rico, Mexico, like these where he wants to lay the foundation for this.
It's time for me to move to Puerto Rico, and I get a tax break over there. I'm gone.
Well, maybe there's your Darren Till rematch in Puerto Rico.
Maybe, maybe not. You know, it all depends how much money I'm getting paid for it too.
I want to talk to you about the fans.